Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you.
Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Kyle Smith alongside Gio Spazov at Chicago House AC is on Bavarian United SC. Big match for you guys. What's it going to take for a win tonight?
Just executing the game plan, we've been working on all week, and just playing together.
You guys did such a great job on the defensive end. What's it going to take to continue up that pressure to get that victory?
Just working on the transitions, going quick and limiting up the touches, just, again, going quick.
That goal that you guys scored to make it 2-1, it seems like there's a good 1-2 punch between Elzate on the pass and Mentasti to head into the net. Do you guys have other good 1-2 punches that we should look out for in today's match?
Personally, I think everybody. We all work good as a group together, and it'll be a good game today.
Spazov, you were great in that match last year against Berber City, a 3-0 win for you guys, and you created so many problems on the offensive end against the other team. What do you do so well in terms of deking out the opponent that forces them? Do those elite slide tackles lead to PKs or free kicks?
It's just working hard throughout the week, honestly, with the guys. Iron sharpens iron, and again, we really work hard and trying to keep the standards up, because we really want to, go pro. All of us. That's why we're here. So, yeah.
Well, if you goals like you did in the last match, going pro will definitely be in the future for you guys.
For sure. Yep.
That's Gio Spazov, and that does it for our pregame show. Play-by-play broadcast coming up next. Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Kyle Smith alongside Gio Spazoff as Chicago House AC is taking on Bavarian United SC. Big match for you guys. What's going to take? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe as Bavarian United SC, the visiting team. They are on the road taking on the home team, Chicago House Athletic Club. And Bob, for Chicago House, I'm sure you watched Sunday night's match. Chicago House was up 2-1, and a bad decision by the goalkeeper led to the PK. He forearm shivered the forward, and then Sidley Warden had 2 goals and the game-tying goal to get the 2-2 tie. What's it going to take for Chicago House as they try to rebound from a game they should have had 3 points, but they only got 1 on Sunday?
Well, I think the focus should not be on that particular play. I mean, you're so right. That happened. Bad decision, bad luck, whatever you want to call it. But clearly they have to find a way to be ahead 3-1 or 2-0 or a little bit more cushion so when stuff happens they can still call it a win. Or maybe you got to bring back a midfielder or something like that. You know, play a little bit more defense so that shot doesn't happen when you have
right.
a lead. Chicago House does like to put the foot on the gas and continue to try to score, and maybe in a 1-goal game might have been better to just prevent that score.
Right. Well, for the goalkeeper, you got to know where you are at the pitch. Ball was in the 16-yard box. He cheats up, forearm shiver, and then Sidney Warden had the game-tying goal for Chicago City. They still got the 1 point, but Bob, you got to continue to get 3 points if you want to make the playoffs if you're Chicago House.
Well, you said it. Yeah, you can draw 3 times, right? But that's 3 points. You can win 1 game and lose 2 and get that same 3
points. Yeah.
Right. So you have to go for those wins. That's what I'm saying. You have to be in that spot where a one play like that doesn't hurt you, because that one play cost them 2 points.
For Bavarian, they're pretty short-handed tonight, Bob. It's not a hot day. We do have some wind today. So even though it's not that hot, they still have not a lot of subs to come into the match. Is it going to affect them that they have a short bench tonight?
Well, myself, I always like it when it's hotter, but it'll affect the midfielders more than anybody else. On offense, you can kind of rest when you have the ball on defense, and on defense, you can kind of rest when you have the ball on offense to a point. It's the midfielders that have to make those tracks back and forth. So maybe on one particular attack, they'll be 1 midfielder short, or maybe on defense, they might be 1 midfielder short during the course of a game, and they hope that those situations don't hurt them. I know for myself, when I play, the last thing I want to do is ever come out of a game. So this weather is not too hot, and it does have enough of a nippiness in the air to it that the field is hot because it's green and the sun is out, right? But it's going to be a perfectly pleasant day to play soccer. So I don't think the weather is going to cause the players to run out of gas today. What's going to cause the players to run out of gas today is if you pass it from side to side, and it's a fast game up and down field. That's what would tucker the players out.
And the thing is, too, partner, without a lot of subs to go to, you're going to have to battle through it unless you're severely injured and you have to be taken out of the match. It's going to be one of those days for Bavarian. They're just going to have to truck through and see if they can get 3 points today.
Yeah, it's like those international games where they only get 3 subs, right? So the other, 8 of them have to play. So, like I said, when I play, I sure like to be on the field, not get subbed out. So I think for the players who are on the field, they probably like the fact that there's no subs.
Until you get tired, then you would like to have that, especially if you're on defense and it's harder for you to keep up with a guy that just came off the bench and has fresh legs.
Well, all true. But again, on the field, you kind of rest at the right times. You let the ball do the work, let the ball do the running for you. I mean, how many coaches have said, let the ball do the running for you?
Right.
Make good passes and play good fundamental defense. So they can't send the ball through you. They have to send the ball around you, for example. And you bring up the ball deliberately and slowly and make shorter passes, and they have a higher percentage of passes. These are all ways to conserve the energy on the field and enhance your odds of winning.
National anthem coming up next, so we'll take a break as Bavarian, the visiting team, trying to get a victory against the host, Chicago House AC. It's a tad dark. It's fine. I'd rather it be dark than too hot. I can light it up in post.
Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live score.
It's 12:02 p.m., which means it's about some time for some Midwest Premier League soccer. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway and Bob Bavarian looking to get 3 points. And for Chicago House, they'd love to avenge the draw they had on Sunday. As here we go, Chicago House with the ball. At midfield, stolen away by Bavarian's number 8. Number 8 sends it bad pass, and Makowiecki will take it out to midfield. Bavarian with the steal, as Bavarian early on in the match with the attack. At the 20-yard line, the goal is placed in between where the goal line starts and the back line of the end zone. So when I say they're at the 20, it means they're about 25 yards away from scoring. Out to the defense, as they're going with 3 defenders today, is Bavarian. Header pass, good one, right on target, and stolen away that time by Kramer. Out the 20-yard line, taking his time, looking up front with it to the 40, out to Smith. Smith, and stolen away by Bavarian. As Bavarian taking it to Chicago House early on in the match. No shots on goal yet for either team. Out to midfield, good-looking pass. Seymour with it. And he tried to find Gallegos, but couldn't get it through. Partner, looks like Bavarian is taking Chicago House in terms of ball possession right now.
Well, and that's a good look for them to start out with, right? They remember tying the game late, and the same thing, they don't want to be behind the goal late, where Chicago can salt the game away. So they're going to give it everything they got to get an early lead, and to hopefully, from their perspective, they're going to try to extend the lead. They're doing a great job hustling after the ball, but it's the usual early in the game. Both teams are passing it. There's a few turnovers, and they're early on. That was onside.
That was a great pass. Got enough on it, partner, to allow his partner to get back onside. Setting it up in front. Chicago House first time past midfield. Stolen away by Bavarian's number 7. Slow-moving ball. Stolen away by House. Smith had it. But Bavarian had the interception briefly. Then Kramer on it. Bavarian gets it, but legal slide tackle on the play. Free kick coming up, and it'll be Bavarian's ball.
Yeah, you said a slow-moving ball, but maybe it was a slow-moving ball, but some very fast-moving people.
And that's the thing, too, partner. That's what makes soccer the beautiful game. There's times you want to do those quick passes with a lot of velocity on them. Then there's times you want those slow balls that allows your player to get into the pass, where you can feed it right in stride. If you put too much on it, then they can't get it right in stride.
Well, and I'm old now, and when I was young, I used to be very, very fast, right? Now, never forget going to an indoor game for the Chicago Sting and seeing just how fast those players went from one side to the other. And they weren't even on skates.
Yeah, indoor soccer versus outdoor soccer, 2 completely different animals from each other.
It's like racquetball and tennis.
Right. Then there's pickleball, and then there's...
Pickleball's fun. I started that game now.
Now, do we consider squash and racquetball the same, or are they different?
Oh, very different. But again, a racket sport.
And if you win 8-0 in that sport, one could say you squashed your opponent.
Oh, no.
Too early for those type of jokes?
Well, right now, nobody is squashing anybody. The ball's at midfield.
Right.
Both teams are playing well.
So, partner, you've been around soccer more than I have. In terms of stats that you like, time of possession, ball possession, In a nothing game like this, Bavarian's winning in terms of time on attack being past the 50-meter, and then ball possession. Does that matter at all, or does, at the end of the day, it's just about the final score?
Well, the final score is obviously all that matters, right? But to get to that final score, yes, time of possession, and I like completion percentage.
Right.
I'll never forget, especially with my kids' games, somebody will pass the ball and then say to their teammate, win the 50-50. Well, yeah, you're trying to win the 50-50s, but that doesn't mean every pass is a 50-50.
Right. It should... Yeah, on-target pass percentage is a key stat in soccer.
Right, which obviously then leads to ball control, holding onto the ball, keeping the defense on their toes. The other team can't score while you have it. You can set up your plays, switch sides, you wait for your opening. But yeah, so that's what you look for, completion percentage, ball control, if you're talking about a game where you're ignoring the score.
Right.
But that's how you get the scores.
Because when you see 0-0 and you didn't watch the game, you're like, oh, it was evenly matched. No, not necessarily, because if you have these other stats like ball control, time on attack, right now Bavarian has the edge.
Well, and that's why the coach one time, and I'll never forget, right? But he said that it's not who played better is better; it's who won the game.
Yeah.
So you can have all the ball control and ball possession and completion percentage you want, but if you still lose the game because the goalie lets one go through his legs, you've lost.
Right. And that's the other thing too. Do you blame the goalie on the shot, or was it a defender that fell down on the play or didn't match up well with the guy right out in front? Because if it's a point-blank shot, yes, the goalie didn't stop it, but if it's point-blank, that's really on the defense, not the goalie.
Well, and that's the point I was making, I think, earlier on that 2-2 game that we were speaking of. There was a play that was, arguably, you'll say a bad decision by the goalie, and it turns out that play probably shouldn't have happened.
Right, because bad defense, you let the attacker get behind you, and it leads to a one-on-one where the goalie has to make a split decision out in front of the net.
And I'll say unfortunate defense. In soccer, stuff happens. It's not always, quote, a bad decision. It's just sometimes stuff happens.
And remember, it's never the player's fault. It's always the coach's fault. Right?
Yeah, the NBA fired how many coaches already this year? Good ones.
Yeah.
But that's the NBA. Nobody's going to fire the Chicago house coach anytime soon.
No, they do a good job. They were excellent last year. The only problem is they had too many draws. If they had a couple more wins, they would have won the Heartland Conference.
Well, and that's the thing. Sometimes you're close, but you just can't get that last ball to go in for, whatever reason.
It's just so hard to score in this game. That's why it's called the beautiful game. I've talked a lot about it in previous broadcasts, and I'll say it one more time. Hockey's great, but a lot of the goals are garbage goals. Those rebound goals right out in front, goes off the blocker or the pad of the goalie, then you get that rebound right out in front. You don't get that in soccer very often.
I think Patrick Kane would not like you calling his goals garbage goals.
But they are. Even Wayne Gretzky, how many of those goals were Messier on the shot and Gretzky got the rebound try? But that just doesn't happen that much in soccer. So you see Messi and Wayne Rooney, the bicycle kicks and the beautiful goals. It's 1-0 for a reason, because it is hard to get that ball past the goalie. You can't use your hands. Hockey, you have the hands, not so much in soccer. Up to the 35.
Yeah, it's amazing how talented these soccer players are with their feet.
Yep. Uh-oh. Shin guard fell. Better pick that up or it's going to hurt when you get into the wall on a free kick and the ball hits your shin. Out in front, read well that time by Makowiecki, now to the sideline.
You couldn't have said that better. It was read well. It was a nice steal.
Good decision. Bavarian tried to trap the middle, and Chicago House took their time and didn't force something right in front of the net.
Well, I like this. They passed the ball back and forth across the field. Now, that was a turnover. They probably
right, that was an ill-advised pass. But if you're going to feed it out in front, you'd rather it get stolen at the 45-yard line than your own 15.
This is a beautiful stadium here at DePaul College Prep. I think about all the different high school places we've been doing games as well. Here, it's just gorgeous. The stands are virtually brand new, beautiful turf field.
Right.
The building, it looks like it was just built.
Look at the blue skyline. And we'll show it in between commercial breaks, the skyline.
And the contrast of the buildings. Chicago College Prep looks like it's a brand new school.
DePaul College Prep.
What did I say?
Chicago College Prep.
Yeah, and then right next door is Lane Tech, and a nice old building.
Now, do you know what DePaul College Prep was called previously?
Yeah, you told me earlier, so I actually know the answer, but I'll let you answer it since you were the one that told me.
Gordon Tech. And contrary to popular belief, it was not named after Jeff Gordon.
I don't know. I think you're ahead 2-0 now on those.
Are those premium dad jokes or are those semi-pro dad jokes? I mean, it's a semi-pro soccer league, but am I giving you professional dad jokes? Throw in. Good one. Partner, how tough are those throw-ins? You have to have both feet planted, and it has to be an overhead pass. How athletic do you have to be to get a lot of velocity on that ball?
In my opinion, there is relatively easy. The trick is you got to leave that back foot down, because if that back foot comes up before you've released the ball, that's a turnover. And of course, kids learn that at an early age. At this level, those turnovers don't happen. Of course, as you're older, you have a lot more strength.
And then you have to decide, do I do a little dinky throw-in 2 meters away from the sideline, or do I try to get a lot on it with the chance of being stolen because the wind takes it and it gets stuck in midair, easy to head away by the defense?
Well, I think the goal there is to maintain possession of the ball, one way or other.
Header try, and should be last touch by, they're going to say corner kick for DePaul.
Yeah, the other question that you have is, do you want to play it fast or do you want to let the teams get set up? So you have to kind of do a quick scan. Do you or don't you have an advantage?
The other thing is, too, is if you keep up this up-tempo by Bavarian, that's fine for now. But if you're not scoring, remember, the more cardio that you do on the pitch, the more tired you're going to be in the second half. So if you keep that up-tempo throughout the first half, remember, you don't have subs to help you out in the second half. So that's something Bavarian's going to have to think about. Do we keep up an up-tempo in terms of fast throw-ins, or do we slow down the pace so that our starters can play the entire match?
Well, I'm looking over at the bench, and I see 5 lime green pennies. So I'm not sure that's...
Yeah, but you look at Chicago, they've got at least 10.
Light yellow pennies.
Right. It is a factor, partner, having a small bench. I think of all the sports, I think soccer, when you have that light bench, it really gets you in the second half. Basketball, it's not great either to have a short bench, but sometimes you have players like LeBron James that can play the entire game, and you have commercial breaks and media timeouts in basketball. Don't have any media timeouts in soccer. Out to the 40-yard line, played by number 16. Who's the player you've seen from Bavarian that we should watch out for, Bob?
Well, clearly the goal scoring. We want to see up front.
No, I mean, what player have you seen on Bavarian that you like thus far?
Well, so far, you just have to pick the striker right there in the middle, number 11. He's going to be the key to the game. Can they center to him? Can he make a play? They had that corner kick that went into the middle of the field there. That looked like he went over the back, and they called a foul on that play. But yeah, that would be the key to the game. Can Bavarian score? Or is it going to be a Chicago House 1-0 or 2-0 win? But right now, Bavarian is playing very well through and through.
Left-footed kick, played by Kramer. Now out to Smith. And now give and go play. It's a good pass, trying to feed it out in front, and too much on it. I don't think it was deflected, and it will be a goal kick for Bavarian's goalkeeper.
And there is enough wind, so depending on the wind direction, I'm looking for a flag. It almost feels like it's a crosswind from the lake toward us.
What a beautiful complex here at DePaul College Prep. Right behind us is Kerrywood Field, who still lives in Chicago, by the way. He's coaching, I believe, at Highland Park High School as a pitching coach. They had him on the air on 670 The Score the other day. Stolen away by Bavarian, now at the 30-yard line. And
so I like those quick passes, but they need to connect.
Yeah, ball possession, time on attack. They're all important statistics in the game of soccer. Free kick coming up for Bavarian.
And the wind is absolutely affecting any kick that's over, 5 or 6 yards. I mean, these are short kicks. Right. The wind is affecting them.
So when you're watching a soccer game, do you go by meters or yards? We got the football field, so we got the yard markers. But the game of soccer was invented in Europe, so we should go meters, right?
Well, I personally like it when we're playing on soccer or, football on a field that doesn't have football yard lines.
Right. Because then it's purely meters. You could say yard lines because we've got the yard markers here on the football field. Lead pass and good pass. Just got a little bit too much on it. Halterman will take it.
Yeah, lacrosse has the same problem when they're constantly playing on football field.
What a beautiful pass. Chance for Chicago. Goal! My goodness, partner, the header pass and the finish. Great touch to get it to the top corner.
That was perfect timing on that send. On the sides, got a breakaway, and then a perfect shot into the upper corner.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That's going to look good in the highlight reel after the game, partner.
Yeah, we like making those highlight reels.
Wow.
It did look good. But now here's the trouble. Bavarian now is going to have to press a bit now to get that goal back.
Goal for Chicago.
Bavarian has been playing very well. All of a sudden for that defensive, I'll say, breakdown to occur. That's going to wear on him.
Stolen away by Kramer.
Goal
to Avalos.
That's going to leave a mark.
I don't know what was better, the header pass or the goal. I'm going to go with the header pass. What say you, partner?
Oh, well, the assist on the goal was everything on that.
Right in stride. But still, that's a tough goal because the Bavarian goalkeeper forced Avalos into a top corner shot. If he had gone to the bottom corner and gone low, it would have been a save by the goalkeeper.
Well, I also think it was a little bit wind aided on the far side shot where the wind pushed it back in, and I also the player that scored the goal there, he knew it on that kick. So it just a perfectly placed goal. It was one of those, I say, in my case, I couldn't have thrown it in any better. So it was a perfect pass and then a perfect scoring shot. We like doing the highlight videos, so it'll be fun putting that one on there.
What a pass. And partner, have you seen enough from Bavarian to think that they're going to tie this one up, or could this be a 1-0 win for Chicago?
Well, I think the scoring is not done yet. So who is going to win? I mean, I'm going to pick Chicago House. So I'm going to say 2-0 or 3-1 will be the final. So I don't think the scoring is over yet. So nobody's won this game yet. But a 1-0 lead, always in soccer, that first goal is so important. In my opinion, more important than any other sport, baseball, hockey.
The fat lady is not singing yet, but she's eating churros at the concession stand.
Yeah, not speaking to the fat lady, but now that you mention it and thinking about the people in the crowd, there is a gorgeous golden doodle downstairs in the stands. And we now have a gorgeous golden doodle at home. We were a foster failure, so we picked up a rescue dog. We call it a unicorn because you don't get golden doodles and rescues. But it's an absolutely gorgeous dog down here. A little hard to see. It's down and to the right. I don't think I can get a camera shot at it.
It's a free kick. It was quick. Thought they'd get away with it. Really, Chicago was gaining meters, so you could have played advantage, but when there's a free kick right in front of the goalkeeper like that, you'd rather just have the free kick and see if the goalkeeper and Halterman wants to kick it deep to midfield. Header and throw in coming up for Chicago.
Well, I like the referees that call advantage, so they don't call the foul, right? So they let to see the play develop. And then if the play doesn't develop, they're still allowed to go back and say, oops, I should have called, earlier.
If you're just joining us, what are you doing, man? Why weren't you here at noon? But if you're just joining us, goal for Chicago House as Ricardo Avalos off a beautiful assist.
There was another example of that, of what we were just talking about. There's a foul committed by Bavarian, but the referee was going to let it go, but Bavarian then stole the pass. So then he blew the whistle and gave the free kick here right outside the box. Not too far away from a penalty shot area.
Yeah, it's like a pseudo corner.
Yeah, exactly.
5 meters closer. You got to really tap this if you want to get a header. Bad pass, easily stolen by Bavarian. Did you like the idea on that, Bob, or would you like to see that ball float in the air and see if you can get a header out of it?
I think personally I would have hit it harder and higher and caused a header. It was like you had said the word well read before. That was well read by Bavarian on that pass in.
Not a heads-up pass by Chicago.
Oh no, 3-0.
Am I batting 1,000 with the puns?
You are.
Put me in the Hall of Fame, Cooperstown's Puns Museum.
Maybe sometime in the second half you can hit a home run on one of those. I think you got a single, a double, and a triple.
Right, going for the cycle of puns.
Right.
I'm going to have to step it up, though, with the exo velocity and the launch angle to get that home run of pun.
That player just got launched right into the turf.
Throw into Kramer. That was a nice throw-in, by the way, right in stride. As it's played by Chicago House. Aaron Nguyen is number 20, and he's had a couple of good passes tonight. Now over to Kramer.
And what I like so far from the reffing, there's not one call I would have at least done different. Not like I'm the expert at the ref here, but the referee has done an outstanding job.
Over to the left, try to feed it out in front, and a corner kick coming up for Chicago. Alejandro Mantasti, who had that big goal to give them the 2-1 lead, will take the throw-in.
Now here's where you want to see some air on the ball. I prefer, well, boy, I always like the curl in, so a right footer from the corner. But he's going to be aiming for the far post, I would think. Then from the left side, from the right side, then a left-footed kicker. That's what I like.
Corner kick coming up. That was a good one, headed away by Bavarian. You give up another goal here, Bob, and that might put away Bavarian. Hard to come back from a 2-0 deficit. They're deep in their own territory, stolen away by Chicago.
And another corner.
Chance for House, and it was last touched by Bavarian. Another corner kick coming up.
Yeah, as we saw the other day, too many corner kicks result into a goal eventually. So we're on, the second corner kick almost in a row here? And third one, so it wasn't a corner, but it was a free kick right outside the goalie box. So right now, Bavarian is kind of rolling the dice. To your point, you don't want to get behind 2-0. It's too far.
Not a good one. Can Smith keep it in? He will. Fakes the kick. Beautiful move, but got too much on it, trying to kick it to himself. Stolen away by House. And tap and go move over to Smith. It was off the foot of Matteo Chacon. Smith looking for the free kick. I'll let you call it, Bob, but it looked like it was clean. He was going at the ball, not the feet of A.R. Smith.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the referee call on that. It was clean. And then Bavarian just kicked the ball upfield and kind of relieved the pressure a little bit, and it turned out they got the ball out of bounds. So that worked out. But they don't have numbers right now, and I would think down by 1, you would want to push forward somebody.
In a game like this, Halterman for Chicago, he hasn't been tested yet. Do you get kind of bored between the pipes, or you get kind of antsy knowing, hey, we're up 1-0, now it's up to me to finish up the win?
Well, as a player, I don't like to be the goalie, right? But to your point, if you're on a really, really good team and they play really, really good defense, you're not tested a lot. So I'm going back to like the high school goalies. Sometimes these colleges are tapping goalies from the really good teams. They might think about tapping goalies from teams that have a lot more practice stopping the ball.
Goalie is one of those positions. Do I want a really tall guy? But if I get a really tall guy, the athleticism tends to go down. If I get a short guy, he might have a lot of athleticism, but he can't cover as much ground.
Yeah, I'm not on that page with the athleticism. Every coach wants a tall goalie.
You know, just to make the analogy to basketball, Sean Bradley was 7'4", but he didn't have much athleticism. You get guys like Nate Robinson, who's only 5'11", but he was a 3-time dunk champion. There is something to that. Out in front, header, great one, but couldn't get it on net. Bob, those are just so tough headers. You got to head it downwards, but your body is going one way, and you have to head it the other way. Hard to get that on net.
It is hard to get that on net. Your neck can only move so far, and in that particular header case, you're hitting it back upstream against the wind, so it wasn't a great chance, you would say.
Partner, with the wind resistance we're having tonight, do you want to head it straight towards the net, or do you want to head it downwards and try to get a one-hop past the goalkeeper?
Well, on turf, one-hoppers are good because on the grass, those one hoppers get slowed by the grass, right? But on turf like this, the one hopper actually speeds up, and in fact, the second hop speeds up even more. So one hoppers at the goalie are effective. If you can get it into the wind, like on the goal that was scored, the wind will sometimes push it back and make the ball bend into a corner. You have to plan that. You got to push from behind on that header.
And a push off by Bavarian.
Yeah, I like again how the ref is talking to the players about that. I mean, so maybe it wasn't a major fault, but it was a dangerous header from behind, and the ref is saying, don't do that. No yellow card, just don't do that, please.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to issue yellow cards, but if you don't listen to his instructions, he will give you a yellow card.
Yeah, so I like how he handled that.
You're not going to see a lot of yellow cards at the Midwest Premier League level, unless it's just so blatant. Bavarian steals it. Out to number 8. As number 8 sends it out to the 30. We did not get a roster today from Bavarian. Out to 11. Push off. No call. We play on. As Makowiecki was on defense. And sending it up to Hayes. Looking for Smith. And Galagos Munoz pass goes off a Bavarian player out of bounds. Throw in coming up. 1-0 lead. Avalos with the goal, and that might be all that Halterman needs for the victory.
Well, that's all they need for the victory, but you can't write off Bavarian yet. It's way too early.
What do you think Bavarian needs to work on both defensively and offensively to tie this one up?
Well, they got to start with defensively. Right now, there's way more chances from Chicago House, and they've got to cut down on that first off. And then a play like that, he just broke it up and kicked it out, so they still don't have possession. So they need to get the ball cleanly on defense. And I think, and I always say, bring it up deliberately with many passes. We're not trying to send for goals here. We're trying to get ball control. Right now, Chicago House has all the ball control they need.
Great kick, and it was sent that time by Pau Matteo Chacon. And now left-footed kick to Smith. He was the intended target, but it was headed away by Bavarian. Seymour with the push-off. And 18 fell to the turf and then picked up by his teammate.
Yeah, it was that Seymour that didn't like the call. Then the referee took the time, explained it to him, said, you can't do that, son.
Just a beautiful day for football.
But in Seymour's case, I'm still going to say he's not trying to talk the ref out of changing that call, because that's just not going to happen.
He's just asking what he did and what he needs to do to avoid push-offs.
Well, I think it's something different. I think what he's saying to the ref is, I didn't like that call. Obviously, you're not going to change that call. When I do that again, don't call it.
Well, you can plead your case, but when the ref calls that once, he's going to call it again. Consistency is key for officiating. Great move, but he's forced to the right, and shot blocked. Paul Matteo Chacon got a piece of it, but corner kick coming up from Bavarian. Right now, Chicago House dominating in terms of corner kicks.
Well, this is what Bavarian needs. You were saying how to get back in the game. It's right here. Now, they need to push some players up. They don't seem to have a whole lot in the offensive zone there.
Left-footed kick up in the air, and Halterman catches it.
I like that grab from the goalie. Get in the crowd, reach high, don't let any heads touch the ball.
Bad pass, and Bavarian had it briefly, 7 with the steal.
Yeah, those are the passes that the coaches are like, don't make that, please.
Right, because he had some space to try to deke out the defender, the midfielder.
I like the going backwards part of it, but obviously not a connected pass.
The worst thing that you can have in a soccer match is a steal right in the middle of the pitch. Possession is key, but if you're going to lose the ball, lose it out of bounds, please. Don't kick it back to the midfielders right in front of the 50-yard line. Little tap-and-go play. Couldn't get much on it, and then kicked away by Matteo Chacon. This 1-2 punch, partner, of Isaiah Gallegos Munoz and Ricardo Avalos is something fun to watch.
Well, that was a bunch of really nice passing right in a row to get the ball right here for this shot.
Good idea. It was off the foot of Alejandro Mentasti. And we interviewed him on Sunday night, Bob. He speaks fluent Spanish, and he has a thick accent. Do you still speak Spanish, Bob?
Poquito Español.
What'd you say?
Very little Spanish.
The wind is definitely picking up here in Chicago. If you're in the area, we're at DePaul College Prep, so come out and see Chicago House. But we understand if you have plans today, we appreciate you watching the broadcast. A.R. Smith, left-footed kick. Good lead pass as he finds Gallegos Munoz. At the sideline, didn't get much on it, but he does feed Seymour. Over to Kramer, out in front, and it was past the foot that time of Alejandro Mentasti, out of bounds, Bavarian ball.
And behind us, there's a baseball game going on again on an absolutely gorgeous baseball field. We have to take some time and pan the area. We've got the old Lane Tech building, the brand new DePaul College Prep. The behind us, I guess it's called Chicago Cubs Field. No, Cary
Straight up
Field.
in the air, as was headed away by Smith, and then slow-moving ball in the air, headed away by Kramer. Smith was on it. Free kick coming up. The text line's open. Your favorite high school, college, or MLS memory. Text 330-957-7653. At midfield, right on target to Gallegos Munoz. Munoz in front, shot partially blocked by 19.
That was that same bender going for that far post. What a great shot and what a great save.
Now, partner, they're going to say that 19 did not get a piece of it. What say you? I thought he did.
I did not see the. Oh, they'd be the goalie?
19, no, he's the defender.
Yeah, I did not see him getting a piece of it. I think it would have been
okay.
right around
I
him.
thought he got a piece of it because usually shots go straight through to the end line. That went more to the right, meaning it would have gone off a foot.
Well, like I said, he had a lot of bend to it because of both the spin and the wind. So that might be what you saw. But again, let's in this case, we have to say the referee and the linesman probably got the call right.
Because the refs are never wrong, right?
Well.
And even when they're wrong, they'll always say they're right. Hey, it's my call. They paid me to make the calls. Even if I'm wrong, I'm right.
Well, I don't mind when the referee says, it's my call, and this is what I saw. But what I don't like is when the referee blatantly says, but this is what happened, when you know it didn't. So if there's some humbleness by the referee, I don't mind it at all.
That's the bad way to phrase it. You have to say, this is what I saw, and this is why I made the call.
Right. And nobody's there's the advantage play here.
Good job by the ref playing advantage, double team. Munoz breaks through it briefly, and they're going to say push off by Bavarian.
But again, he let the advantage go until it wasn't and then made the call. A very, very good job of refereeing would be, in my opinion, here. Of course, I'm sure Bavarian doesn't think so. They're going to say, these announcers don't know what they're saying. You're agreeing with the referee.
I like the jerseys. It's Cancer Awareness Month. Mother's Day was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they're very classy jerseys, that's for sure.
If you have some money in your bank account, always donate to St. Jude, your local cancer research hospitals. Breast cancer, there's not a full cure for it yet, so the more we donate, the more we can find one. Trying to pass it to himself, Bavarian.
From behind.
That's a flop. But he was being touched before he fell to the turf.
Soccer players don't embellish, do they?
Everybody embellishes from time to time. Look, man, you gotta get that call.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to occupy the space of the other player, especially when you were behind them.
Stolen away by Bavarian. Number 5 on it, guarded by Kramer.
And that's tough for referees to call flops. Even if it is a flop, you still have to say, was there contact? And if he didn't flop, was it still a foul? basketball is toying with adding a technical foul to floppers.
That'd be an idea.
I guess FIBC, whatever that is, basketball called
FIDC.
for basketball.
What does FIDC stand for?
I actually don't remember if those were the initials, but they were talking about that league, International League, calls flopping technicals.
Lead pass out in front, stolen away by Mateo Chacon. As Mateo Chacon kicks it out.
Somebody will have to look that one up for me. What? Federal International Basketball something?
I think, well, they have FIFA basketball too.
Then maybe that's it.
It wouldn't be, yeah, it'd be FIFA, not FIDC. And then they have EuroLeague. At the 40-yard line, left-footed kick. Great one in stride, and the goalkeeper has to cheat up. No call as Avalos was just going past the goalkeeper. It would have been a goal kick regardless if they had called a foul. Now out to Chicago House. It's off the foot of Makowiecki. Out in front, looking for Gallegos Munoz. Off the head, now to 12.
Chicago House is getting more and more comfortable with descends. That's going to go out.
And it's kicked out of bounds. Goal kick coming up for number 1 of Bavarian. We had Bavarian last year, partner, and they almost beat Chicago Nation FC to win the Central Midwest for the United Premier Soccer League. That was a 1-0 final. Chicago was at home at Ackerman Park, and it took a late goal by the man off the bench to send Chicago to the Sweet 16. So this is a tough Bavarian team. They were in the round of 32 for the UPSL and now in the Midwest Premier League trying to steal a game on Chicago House's home pitch. At the 40-yard line, left-footed kick by number 8. Halterman cheats up as he will eventually pick it up with both hands. Underhand pass over to Kramer.
See, I think I like rolling that ball up the sides more than I do up the middle. I just think it's ripe for a tackle from the other team there with a little bit of pressure. But so far it's worked out. They still have the ball. They've controlled it the whole time after that goal lead pass.
Text line still open. Your favorite MLS, FIFA, or college soccer memory. Text 330-957-7653. It's been a fun one here in Chicago. House with the 1-0 lead. Avalos with the goal. Isaiah Gallegos Munoz with the assist. Out in front, trying to feed it to Smith. Chance, Avalos trying to get his second goal. And I don't think that went through the field goal post either. So the goal was not good, neither was the field goal.
I like the power on the kick, though.
Good idea. You got to get it accurate, though.
Yeah, it's the typical, you want to get your body over the ball, not behind it, and point your toe down. It's, those fundamentals, but he gave it a ride.
It's tough kicking that soccer ball. And if you can get good at kicking that soccer ball, you can kick that football. We've seen former soccer players become football kickers. It's different spin action. You have laces on a football, but still, it is tough kicking that soccer ball. And if you can get good at that, being a punter or a place kicker in football, you can make that transition. Goal kick coming up by number 1. Line drive kick. You'd like to see a little bit more spin action and keeping that ball in the air longer.
Good
Stolen
read.
away. It's picked up by Mentasti out of the sideline. Good moves. Avalos, free kick. I don't think it's a yellow. We'll see what the ref says. He does say yellow. I don't know, Bob. He's going at the ball. He got both feet clearly, but he was going at the ball.
Well, this is one of the tools the referees have to keep control of the game.
Right.
Maybe if you're going to pass out yellow, this is the time for it. The player is still on the ground. I don't believe they're faking anything.
No, he's clearly hurt, but it's a close game. It's 1-0. He's going at the ball, but that's the other thing too, Bob, and I'm glad you said it on the broadcast. The ref has been warning them all day. This is what you don't do, and if you don't get that warning, now we're getting closer to halftime. Now it's time to start issuing yellow cards because he gave them warnings. They're not making the adjustment. I somewhat disagree. I thought it was more of a free kick versus a yellow card, but they're going to say yellow.
Well, and I just feel like the ball was over there and the side tackle was over here. So one might argue a kind of a careless side tackle. It's also at midfield. So if he misses the ball and gets the player, there's really no penalty to it because there's a free kick in the middle of the field. So the yellow card is probably the proper justice. Again, you have to agree with what the referee has done here. Of course, Bavarian is going to be like, oh, no. I hear it could be another far post pass. The wind will hold the ball up. We'll see if it pushes it too far wide.
Right-footed kick right into the body of a Bavarian player, and then left-footed by Matteo Chacon. High arching kick, a lot of hang time on that. And then kicked out by Bavarian.
That was just outside the box. It looked like I don't know if he hit the ball or not, or the player, but no call. The ball is going to be thrown in from the side. I don't like to call penalties at the edge or the fringe of the goalie box because that just changes the game too much.
Right in front, chance. Halterman gets out of the net. Did he get the body? It'll be a free kick. It's outside of the 16-yard box, and a yellow card is issued to Halterman. Oh, actually, from this angle, is that red, Bob? They're going to say red.
You saw red?
Yeah. It's a red card.
So he's done?
I stand corrected. It's a red against Halterman, which means an immediate ejection for Halterman, right, Bob? Yeah.
That's a pretty major call.
I don't know. It's obvious the ref has seen enough, and it's zero tolerance. We saw the yellow card, which a little bit iffy. They go free kick. I mean, they go yellow card instead of free kick. And here they go red instead of yellow.
This is one of those you just got to replay. I mean, it's a huge play, huge call.
It's outside of the 16-yard box where he did it. Just text me the rest. All right.
They're still discussing it back and forth, but it looks like a pleasant discussion. It's not like anybody's yelling or kicking sand on the umpire. It's definitely a rhubarb.
This is a huge call. Halterman's pleading his case. Bob, from your camera angle, he's going after the ball. Now, is he tugging at the legs, or is he just going at the ball? If he's just going at the ball, it's yellow card. If he's tugging at the legs, it would be red. Intent to injure.
My opinion, I did not see red. I would have left it at yellow. And if you hit the ball first, I couldn't tell. If you hit the ball first, it'd be nothing. So I think going from, nothing to that red card is the reason for the discussion.
It's a big call. Luckily for Chicago, it's outside the box. It should not be a PK.
The goalie making amends with the Bavarian player he knocked over.
Right. He's got no choice. He's got to go. It was going to be a breakaway. He's got to go at the ball. He put his hands on the ball instead of the feet. I'm going to watch that on replay on the YouTube Live.
Yeah. Looks like they're warming up another goalie, as you would expect, of course. You don't want to play goalie-less the rest of the game.
Right, it's kind of like in baseball when there's an injury for the pitcher. You get as many warm-ups as you want. For a goalie coming out of a red card,
All right, while we got a moment, we'll show over here the Chicago skyline. Here's the Sears building way over on the right, Hancock way over on the left. Here's the Paul College Prep over here, gorgeous, what appears to be brand new high school. And then we're going to pan all the way over to here. Lane Tech, the old building, but still a nice one.
He's just going at the ball. I disagree with this red card. He's just going at the ball.
And we're going to spin around here.
I just saw it on YouTube. He's put his hands on the ball. No intent to trip.
Well, was his hands on the ball outside the goalie box?
And yeah, but he's going at the ball. He's not tugging at the leg. It's definitely a yellow card. I wouldn't say red, but but that's the thing, Bob. They've been warning them all match, and these teams haven't made the adjustment. Now it's time to start issuing cards.
Well, they've been warning them all match for the physicality of it, not for making a save like that.
Right, but, the intensity's picked up. The refs have been warning them they're going to issue cards. Teams can make the adjustment, and now cards have been issued. It was outside the box, so no penalty kick, free kick, and we're close to the 45th minute. Left-footed kick out in front, up in the air, and the backup goalie will pick it up. Here's the thing, too, Bob, is in a league like this where different players are going to be playing all season long, just because Halterman was the starter doesn't necessarily mean he's your best goalkeeper. You're gonna try out different players in this summer league. So you bring in the backup, and in a league match, a college game, sometimes the backup is not as good as the starter. In a summer league, people are rotating positions. Sometimes the backup goalie might have a better game than the starter did. Out in front, header, and offside was 21.
Well, here's the big problem, of course, is it's a 10 on 11 now the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So if you do the counting, right, you count 9 Chicago house players plus a goalie, and you count 10 Bavarian players plus a goalie for the rest of the game, nursing a 1-goal lead. So that has major ramifications the rest of the game. That's why it was such a big call.
The good thing for Chicago is they haven't seen a lot of creativity from Bavarian on offense. They've had trouble getting separation off the Chicago house outside and center backs.
Yeah, but all that goes away when you have a man advantage.
True. But I haven't been impressed thus far with Bavarian on offense, even if they're up a man.
For example,
I don't know if they could score.
Goalie to utilize that extra man, or the lack of an extra man, I meant to say.
I mean, you're right. Chicago's has problems. Down a man, and you're to the backup goalie, but it is a summer league, so the backup might be better than Halterman is.
Okay, another free kick from midfield. They went with it quickly as opposed to setting up a free kick.
Well, you're running out of time in extra time, but they will play on for another minute.
They said 2 minutes. The PA announcer said 2 minutes.
Right. But you still want to speed it up in case if it's kicked out, you might have time for one more throw-in or one more corner kick.
So we're set up for, we're almost done with the first half here, but we're set up for just a fantastic finish. The whole rest of the game, 11 on 10, and a goal lead.
Right. 10 on 9 when you don't include the goalkeepers. That's what I personally like to say, because in hockey and basketball, basketball you say 5 on 5. Hockey you usually say 5 on 5, even though it's 6 on 6 with the goalies. So soccer, I like to say 10 on 10 versus 11 on 11.
But what it really is 10 v 11.
Yeah, including the goalies.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. Thank you. Bavarian looking for a flop, but that was clearly not a flop, Bob.
Well, I think what they're screaming for is looking for the red card the other direction.
Right.
Not entirely a bad time to fall.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I could understand Chicago's frustration. Look, can you argue that Halterman had the red card? Yes. Can you argue the yellow card as Gallegos Munoz fell on the other side? Now he's here on this side. But no yellow card there after you just gave Halterman a red. That one I'm questioning.
Well, we have to play it back and see what actually did happen.
I mean, if you're going to call a yellow and a red, you got to keep it consistent. That was dangerous too, Bob. That's right at the sideline, that danger area.
Well, it also looked like the Chicago House player was behind the play, and then Bavarian just prevented them from going around him. So, might not have been a cardable offense.
Out to the sideline.
Flew and hit him in the chin.
Out in front, and goalkeeper will take it, and that will do it for the first half. Chicago House, they're up 1-0, Bob, but they're playing down a man the rest of the match. Can they hang on for the 1-0 win?
Well, and that's the thing. The first things first, can they score a goal with that? That's going to be hard, right? And then you got to prevent Bavarian with the extra guy the whole 45-minute second half. This is going to be exciting soccer the rest of the game. Reminds me of Olympic hockey in the third period where somebody has a goal lead and then there's a power play.
Yeah. Sometimes you get those games where there's 2 men in the box, so it's a 6-on-3 with the extra attacker with the empty net.
Yeah, well, we need another red card for that.
Right.
But in hockey, what? You take a player off the rink and it's a 6-on-5.
Right, and if there's
5-on-4.
2 penalties against the team that's up by 1, it's now a 6-on-3. Well,
Right.
6-on-4 if you include the goalie.
Well, where I was going with that 6-on-5 is, there's what, 10% more player on the court. We're here at
On the ice.
11-on-10. It's less than 10% difference. So soccer, I think one player off the field makes less difference than in hockey.
It's just harder to shoot. You have a stick, so you're leaning down, and you could use your hands to use the stick to shoot, so you can get more shots. So 6-on-5 in hockey is a big difference. Here, it's still a big difference, but it's less effective because you still have to get the ball in front. Because if you get that shot from a 45-degree angle or less, even with that extra attacker, it's still hard to score. You got to get that rebound, try in front, and then score off the rebound.
Well, it's going to change the game, obviously, especially for Chicago House, in that they're not going to be able to control the ball as much. They're going to have one less person to pass to, so there's going to be a couple extra turnovers. So I think what you're going to see is when they do get control of the ball, they're going to send it upfield even if they don't have numbers. If they can get another breakaway, great. If they can't get another breakaway, well, then Bavarian has to bring the ball up deliberately again. So I think you're going to see a very defensive-ish shell, kind of like, again, the hockey analogy, icing the puck. You'll see them ice the soccer ball downfield to try to get a breakaway at the other end. Whereas Bavarian, now with an extra guy, there's always somebody open, so they can slowly and deliberately bring the ball up until they find that open guy right in the, as you say, a 90-degree shot on the backup goalie. I don't know how much worse a backup goalie is in the starter.
Right, because it's a summer league. Everybody's rotating positions anyways. Halterman starts today. He might start next week, but you just play by who's doing well in practice, who's showing up to practice, and what they're doing well in practice. Halterman got the start today. It doesn't mean that he's the end-all be-all goalie of the team going forward.
Although I think what we do know about Chicago House, he is a very good goalie, so there's some shoes to fill here.
I mean, that's why they were pleading their case. You don't want to go to the backup. He hasn't gotten much reps in practice all week.
Well, I think they're pleading their case because jumping to a red card on that play seemed steep.
Right. He's going at the ball. He's not going at the legs. It's the goalie. It's not a defender. A play like that, too, like if you're the last man back or you're coming from behind and he has the breakaway and you're tugging at the legs, and that's an obvious red card because you had no choice but to tug at the leg. Otherwise, it's a breakaway goal. When the goalie is going at it, he's just going at the ball, not the legs. So it's still a yellow. I wouldn't say it's a red. They go with red. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the yellow on the far sideline. Not calling the yellow on the near sideline I thought was questionable.
Well, the obvious red card would be when there's a defender back right at the goalie line and there is a shot and the goalie is someplace else and it's going to go in unless he reaches up with a hand and stops the ball. You get the red card there to get the penalty kick and then you're down a guy, and maybe in a one-goal game that's your only way to keep close. But here, a red card when the ball was so far away from the goal, outside the goalie box, I don't see it.
It's definitely a yellow card. I wouldn't say a red. But they go with red, and that's the thing, too. That's what the players have to adjust to. It's zero-tolerance policy for the players going forward. Anything slight, they're going to call yellow or red.
Well, this is going to be fun now, the whole second half, this 11-on-10 thing. We're going to see the adjustments that Bavarian makes, even if they had 11-on-11, and we're going to see what Chicago House does down a guy.
We're going to take a break. More halftime analysis coming up next on SBS.
Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway, a 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. We want to emphasize how beautiful this complex is. Come on down. It's a beautiful day for soccer. Right behind us, Bob's going to show it in a second here, is beautiful Kerrywood Field, which was donated, of course, by Kerrywood. It's called Kerrywood Cubs Field. It's St. Patrick against Lane Tech at Kerrywood Field. It's shared by Lane Tech and DePaul College Prep. And he's going to pan over to the right, the beautiful and famous Lane Tech football field. Right behind it, of course, is Lane Tech High School. And Partner, it kind of reminds me of the old Los Angeles Coliseum with the old style seats they have at the Lane Tech football field.
First pitch was low for a ball.
As Bob's slowly panning over to the right. But yeah, does Lane Tech Field kind of remind you of the old LA Coliseum?
It does have that look to it, doesn't it? It's just a gorgeous building.
This whole area is just beautiful.
Let's go back and watch one more pitch here.
Do you think we'll ever have high school baseball become wooden bats again? Or are we just stuck with the aluminum forever?
I'd say aluminum forever. Oh, high and outside. And here's the Kerrywood. Where is it? There it is. The Kerrywood scoreboard. Then you got the high school, Lane Tech, gorgeous.
And because both divisions have struggled this year, Bob, the National League Central and the American League Central, the White Sox and the Cubs are still both very much alive to win the division, even though both teams are very much under 500. Chicago House, they're up by 1 goal, partner, but they're down a man the rest of the match. I'm going to ask you again, can they hold on for the 1-0 win? Or maybe can they even score down a man?
Well, I'm going to say they can't score. So Bavarian needs 1 goal to get 1 point, and they need 2 goals to get 2 points. And
3
that's
points.
going to be the key. To get 3 points, right?
Yeah.
They need 2 goals to get 3 points.
Right.
And that's going to be the key. It's all going to be about Bavarian here. Can they get their offense on track?
And can they? I'll let you call it. Can Bavarian get the 1 point or 3 points today?
Yeah, I'm going to say they can. 2 goals they got to get?
They got to get 2 goals, assuming Chicago doesn't score anymore.
So here's the 9 players here. It's a big deal. And we count 10 there.
So for Chicago, do you just play conservative the rest of the match? If you're in trouble, just kick it out of bounds?
Well, conservative, yeah. That's why I say I think they'll kick it upfield and hope for sends. Like I said, icing in hockey, right? They're going to, I think that's what they're going to have to do. And then when they do have a chance to eat up some clock, when they do own the ball in their own end, pass it back and forth a couple times back to the goalie, a goalie kick out to midfield. Use the clock here and there, but you can't overdo using the clock.
Beautiful day for soccer. Avalos has the deciding goal thus far as Chicago leads 1-0. But it'll be Bavarian ball in the second half. Up a man, but down a goal. Hang on to your hats, everybody. Can Chicago House hold on for the win?
And that's what Bavarian can't do. They can't just turn it over. Now, they got it back quickly, but you can't turn it over because it could take them 3 more minutes to get the ball back into the forward part of the field.
Out to the 35-yard line. Number 6 plays it. Out at the sideline, stolen away. Bavarian to the 35-yard line. They'll keep it in. Now played by the defense at number 19. Out to the sideline, double team action. Chicago House holding on for a 1-goal lead. Header out in front, kicked away by House. And then played at the 40-yard line by number 19. Out to the 45.
Yeah, it looks like Chicago House is definitely in a defensive shell here, and there's no even striker standing at midfield looking to get sent. So this is going to be a lot of ball control on the left side of the field, and the question is going to be, can Bavarian dent the net once or twice, or maybe Chicago House's defense holds on?
Bavarian with it now. Out to 21, give and go play. House, swarming defense. They get to the ball quick there, Bob.
Yes, they did. Now they have the ball, but they're going to have extreme pressure. There's a free kick coming. They're going to have extreme pressure, it looks like, coming up the field.
And that's what Bavarian has to avoid, Bob. Avoid free kicks. You're up a man, there's no need for it. Yellow card awarded to Chicago House. And yeah, Bavarian's got to avoid those free kicks because the officials have set the precedent that anything close is going to be a yellow card or a red card. And if Bavarian continues to be aggressive, they could be issued a red card.
Yeah, it was probably deserved a yellow card here, but the problem is now it's a free kick. They can kick the ball upfield, and it takes 2 or 3 minutes or some X amount of time to get the ball back into a scoring position, and you only got 47 minutes to go. 43 minutes to go. See, now they have the ball, but all the way at their own end. Now they got to bring it up relatively slow, relatively deliberate, no turnovers. There's a send attempt, and then they lost it. So now it'll be another, let's see, it's 48, so 48:03.
Yep.
So we'll have to see the next time Bavarian has any kind of a chance, quality or otherwise. And you can bet Chicago House is counting the seconds and watching the minutes go off the scoreboard.
When does Bavarian start to feel the pressure as it's played by Streicher out to the goalkeeper?
Yeah, my
at
opinion,
the 60th minute or the 70th minute?
Yeah, they're already feeling that pressure from what I can see. And Chicago House has already decided what kind of half they're going to play. They've pretty much decided it's going to be a defensive shell. They're going to just be happy with the 1 goal and try to hope that Bavarian can't get that score tied.
Out to 15, Kramer with the steal. He sends it up to Mentasti, left-footed kick. And now going after is Toscano.
Yeah, there was the icing call I was talking about. They just iced it upfield and nobody was there to get it. They're happy to use up some clock. So it's 49:04 now. and still no shot whatsoever, even close, during that last minute.
I mean, when you look at this Bavarian team, Bob, they've only had a couple of real chances, with their golden opportunity being the red card issued against Tony Halterman.
Well, it might not get any better. I mean, right now, Chicago House isn't putting a striker up the field, so you got to score on those 9 defenders plus the goalie. That's not easy to do.
If you're Bavarian, do you cheat up all your midfielders until you see Chicago House wants to be aggressive on offense?
Well, I was even thinking about letting the goalie become part of the offense.
Yeah.
Put the goalie in midfield, see if you can control the ball to get that shot.
Out in front, chance for Chicago. Down a man, didn't get much on that shot by Smith.
Now, the faster Bavarian gets up the field, the more chance for an odd man rush they get here.
Do you cheat up the defenders as well?
I absolutely would. You're down a goal, clock is ticking, now we're at 50.
Right, and it's so key for Bavarian to get the 3 points instead of the 1. You'll take the 1, but you're up a man the rest of the match. You really need the 3.
And there's another turnover, and they don't have the 1 yet.
Right. This would be one of the greatest matches this season in the Midwest Premier League if Chicago can hang on down a man for 70-plus minutes.
Oh, they're doing it so far. Oh, there's a push.
Because Halterman was taken out midway through the first half. He was ejected, red card. And now for Chicago House, they got to find a way to win down a man. We're on the northwest side of the city at beautiful DePaul College Prep. You go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say, this is fun stuff. The 1-goal game, advantage.
Right. I'm sure the coaching staff, it's not fun for them. I'm sure they've grown a couple of gray hairs during this match.
Yeah, the games are pretty important. I kind of view it like this is a real practice opportunity, too, for both teams, because this is a long time. But we'll see how they play it out. So Bavarian with the ball, and a lot of cheering from the Lane Tech baseball field.
We've got another month of spring, and then summer starts on June 20th. It's been a pretty decent spring, Bob. A lot of rain, but other than that, it hasn't been too cold. We had an awful winter, though. Man, was it cold in the winter. Over to the sideline, played by Bavarian.
I like this, so they're letting the ball do the running, looking for the break.
And they're going to let them play on. I'm surprised they didn't call a free kick against Kramer. Out to the sideline, kept in well by 5. Set up in front.
That's not a good
And down a
centering
man.
pass.
Chicago's just going to have to clear that every time on the centering passes. Throw in by 19.
I think if I were Bavarian, too, I'd be a little bit right-handed here. I think the passing from the right side of the field is with the wind, and with more speed on the passes would be easier then to avoid the defense. So I think I would be right-handed. Just go to the left side of the field to switch occasionally, but I would stay on the right side of the field if I were them. Right here they are on the left side, of course.
On the sideline, Streicher. Header attempt off the body. Thought about the shot and said sends it over to the right. Chance for Bavarian. Shot to the side of the net. And tapped on the back by 15.
Yeah, that's something we forget about, too. Now, you get the corner kick coming, but you forget about the scenario where you get a penalty kick. You got to be careful if you're Chicago House. Whatever you do, don't get a penalty inside the box and cause the game to get tied on something like that.
Right. You're just going to have to trust in your goalkeeper. If you get beat on the play, 33 is just going to have to adjust and make the save.
Now, I like what Bavarian did. On the corner kick, on that side, they use a left-footed kicker. On this side, they've been using a right-footed kicker. I like to see that.
Headed away by Smith. 7 will play it now at the 35-yard line. Now to the 30. Played on his right. Beautiful move. 7 with it now. Out to the sideline. Try to set it up in front. Chicago trying to hang on. Bavarian keeps it in. 7 with it. As he tried to beat...
Yeah, Chicago House has to be careful. They can't get beat one-on-one like that. They don't have that many people back.
Out to the sideline. If you're just joining us, Avalos with the lone goal of the game. Halterman has been ejected via the red card. The ceremonial first kick was with the president of Phil's Friends, Phil Zielke. Phil's Friends is a nonprofit that offers support to cancer patients with care boxes, weekly cards, and prayers. For more information, please visit philsfriends.org. Out in front, header, and actually went the wrong way in the header and then sent up the other side of the pitch by Chicago. Header tried by Smith, now played by 21, tries to get it in front. And Bavarian wants a corner, but they're going to say that Bavarian touched the last.
I like that centering pass, though. Now, they used a left-footed kicker on this side, so the ball was going to tail away from the goal. But that last centering kick was, it had some potential behind it, but what are we at now? We're at 55 minutes, and still no goal. Host using up a little bit of time here. Hits upfield to an unmarked player. Oh, and then the turnover. They're going to play on.
What are you seeing from Bavarian that's making him tough to score for them right now?
Too many turnovers. I'm thinking they're trying to center the ball without numbers, I guess you would say. They need to work it around and get more of an open shot, more of an advantage near the net. I think they're still centering the ball, and there's too many defenders in the middle. So I think they still have to be a little bit more slow, a little bit more deliberate, get closer position for a shorter pass, and they have to play the wind. It should be a free kick there.
You don't want to give up a second goal, but honestly, you don't really have to worry about that since Chicago's down a man the rest of the match. Just stay aggressive, and you really can't end this match with 0 points. You got to at least get one at the 90th minute mark.
Well, and what I'm seeing is this is a good offensive threat here, but it's still a one on many. What I don't want to see is right here. We've got 4 defenders back. They don't need that. 5.
Well, they lost 1-0 in that round of 32 match to Chicago Nation. So we knew going in that offense was going to be something that Bavarian struggles with, but they have really struggled today offensively.
Well, this will highlight it if they don't score any more today.
You think they'd be very disappointed on the long road back to Milwaukee?
Yes. Chicago House playing it back to their goalie, using up some time.
And what have you seen defensively from Chicago House? Should we give them a lot of the credit, the way that they haven't given up a goal down a man, or has Bavarian just struggled really offensively in terms of creativity and setting up their passing lane?
Well, yes, they get Chicago House absolutely gets credit, but they are bringing everybody back on defense to be a part of it. They're giving up the opportunity for a striker and a send. The one time they did send it, they sent it upfield to nobody, and here they're holding on to the ball, using up clock wisely. Bavarian has to put pressure like this, and then see, that's what they need to do, and there's a no call. Now the call gets made. Yeah, again, the referee is waiting for advantage to decide whether he wanted to blow the whistle or not. I like this. Another yellow card coming. Is that what we see? Yep, there it is.
Not surprised. He set that precedent in the first half.
Well, that is one way to stop offensive runs, and that was a steal with only a couple defenders back. So Chicago House might think about having to sub somebody in so that you don't sub somebody in with 2 yellow cards. I mean, so a player doesn't get 2 yellow cards.
Right. And you're down a man. Fresh legs would definitely help you because all you have to do the rest of the match is play defensively. The best way to do that is get fresh legs in there.
And that's what House is doing. Everybody's back. There's nobody forward at all. Nobody even a wall on the ball here. To the left of the goalie.
That's a header chance and headed away. The target was Sean Esqueda, but Esqueda just couldn't get it on net. It's a shame, Bob. Halterman will not get the shutout if House can hang on for the 1-0 win. 33 would get it. But Halterman was great, just made that one somewhat a mistake. I still don't think it was a red card, but got to be careful. Got to know the refs, too. I was surprised, though, Bob. I really thought it was a yellow instead of a red. I mean, we've done a lot of games together. That was the first red card we've seen in, 10 plus soccer matches we've done together?
Oh, yeah, more than 10. But yeah, and you're right. I haven't seen a red card.
That's why goalie, it's one of those positions you're like, can't be that tough, right? You only see 5 shots on goal, but if you give up 1, everybody doesn't like you because your save percentage is so minuscule. I'm doing the women's soccer game later tonight, Chicago City against RKC Third Coast. And the goalie, Lauren Kaiser for Chicago City, she has an all-time save percentage of 81, which is second all-time in UIC history. And in hockey, if you have an 81% save percentage, you're sent back down to the minors.
Yeah, right. Except that little hockey net's, 6 feet?
Right.
That soccer net looks like a semi-tractor trailer truck back there.
But you have a lot more shots against you, so your save percentage goes up. Soccer, a goalie might only see 5 shots on goal the entire match. And if you don't save all 5, 4 divided by 5, 80%. But if it's right in front at point blank range, it's impossible to save that.
Yeah, so much more about the quality of shot, right?
Right. You'll see, like we're doing Stat Crew tonight, and you'll see 24 shots from Chicago City, but only 5 shots on goal. It's hard to get that shot on net.
That sounds like my daughter's team. That striker couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
It's also hard because the more you get away from the front of the net, right, you have to go at the corners. And it's so easy to get complacent and you go wide on the shot instead of it getting it on net, hitting it off the post, crossbar, or into the back of the net. Good job not fouling by Isaiah Gallegos Munoz. And you're right, Bob, they're just looking to waste time. Chicago had no intention of speeding up their attack there.
Yeah, they used that turnover. Ate up a few more seconds. That's just a random center. That's not going to be effective.
Do you think Bavarian's starting to feel the pressure now?
I think they already felt the pressure just coming out at halftime. In fact, they probably felt the pressure right when the red card happened. They're like, we're down a goal, we're up a player.
A Bavarian team that was in the round of 32 for the United Premier Soccer League, but they are struggling right now.
Well, that goes to show how good the Chicago House team is.
Yeah.
Back to the goalie, 61 minutes gone by.
And I like that rule in soccer. It's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. Because sometimes you'll see teams get conservative. Oh, well, it's only a 1 point difference if it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. But it's such a big difference. 3 points for a win, 1 point for the tie.
Well, I'm right there with you. So if the score is tied, you're still pressing to get that last goal. Where in so many sports, if it's tied, they want to leave it that way.
Right. I mean, that's why in hockey they got rid of the ties, because the NHL refused to award 3 points for a win.
Well, and you got to admit, penalty shots in hockey are fun to watch.
Shootouts, fun to watch, but it's not real hockey. But then again, is PKs, is that real soccer?
Yeah, to me, they're the same. They're kind of artificial way of ending the game early.
There's nothing better than golden goal soccer and golden goal overtime hockey. Real hockey, real soccer. Overhead pass coming up right at the sideline. At the, we'll call it the 12-yard line marker.
That was a pretty loud ping. That ball went way into the outfield.
Out at the 10, Bavarian plays it. And it was partially stolen by Avalos. Now back out to Streicher as he sent it to the sideline. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by SBS as that shot goes wide of the net.
I liked that shot, though, even though it went a little bit wide, a little bit being the key word there. It was only about 3 or 4 feet off from being a goal. It was a good attack, a good shot. Sure, it went wide, but at least they got something close to on net. That's most we've seen almost all game. So 63 minutes have gone by. Now we're going to see when the next shot comes. Booted
wow,
to midfield.
Nice kick.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not by the goalkeeper, by the way. Usually the goalkeeper is your best punter, but that was an excellent kick by the defender for Chicago House.
Good read and a good break up there.
Out in front, off the body. Smith clears it.
Yeah, that was a centering pass they just didn't like because it just didn't have numbers. It had to be a perfect pass from too far out. I think you got to drive it in a little bit further. And passes like that, got to complete them.
Set up in front, as now at midfield is Chicago. Trying to split the D. And that's a push-off. Where's the call? Oh, boy, Bob. I'll let you call it, but it sure looked like he got pushed away from the ball.
Good defense. That's what good defenders do, get in the way.
But was it legal? I'm asking you a question. Do you think it was legal?
If it wasn't legal, the ref would have called it. No, it was legal positioning.
That would have been a PK. It was in the box, stolen away by Bavarian.
That's what they needed to do right there. They need more of that, more pressure.
And I think they're overthinking it, Bob. That might have been a chance to just shoot it on net. Lost it. It was stolen away by Chicago. Now over to Avalos.
So that was about at the 65-minute mark. So we had a shot on at 63, another what looked like it could have been a quality almost shot at 65. So 2 minutes later, they got their next chance.
Kramer push off.
They called that.
But what happened first? Was Kramer pushed off, or did Kramer push off?
Well, we got a free kick here for Chicago House.
They're going to call the first one. And that's interesting, partner. Usually officials call the second push.
Well, this ref has proven, in my view, to be pretty darn good.
And if you're Chicago, Bob, you could just pass it back and forth, play a little monkey in the middle, and see if Bavarian can steal it.
You could, but I don't know if it's any better to have the ball at your possession at your own, end to end, or go ahead and let the goalie have a goalie kick. Obviously, there's almost nobody in front of the net. There's only 3 forwards up on this, so they're not looking for anything big here.
Are you surprised by that? And they just didn't kick it back to the midfielders to waste time?
Well, I think what I'm saying is I think you waste just as much time by giving it to the goalie and letting them bring it up. And then go back and play defense.
Right. I get it, because now you're forcing Bavarian to go end-to-end to score.
Right.
That's why analytics are so key to sports now.
There's a push from behind.
Yeah. Avalos didn't even argue the call. That was pretty blatant. And he also didn't argue the call because you keep talking back to the ref. He might issue a red card.
Yeah. Well, you want to cause a foul. You don't mind causing the free kick at midfield, but you don't want the yellow card.
No.
So you have to tackle him gently.
Or just don't tackle him at all.
Well, that doesn't get the free kick then. Remember, stated goal is to get the free kick at midfield. Here's a throw-in from the side.
I'm just saying, Chicago wants to avoid free kicks. They want to avoid anything good that could happen for Bavarian.
Now, here, if you can hold the ball a little bit.
Yep.
Success.
Keep it in.
Went out.
And that's the thing, too, Bob. Do you think Chicago's going to avoid those sideline passes going forward in this match?
Well, I think the sideline passes are probably going to be pretty effective to move the ball upfield. So, no, I think they will keep it on the side if they can.
I was just wondering, because do you want to avoid the throw-ins as much as possible?
Yeah, throw-ins don't hurt you as much as the free kick. Now here's where Bavarian, they're trying to be a right-handed team here, but Chicago House is playing very good defense on that side, so they had to turn it over into the middle. Here's, again, no numbers.
It's played right now by Azqueta. Azqueta with it out in front. Kick, shot, way too high. And Chicago's just going to take their sweet time on the goal kick.
That was just too far away from the net. But what a great play. Number 8 from Bavarian split the defenders and had a, kind of a semi-break. But unfortunately, Bavarian just hit that too hard, far and wide. And the wind took it away. It wasn't really a quality shot, you'd say.
Last call for the text line, your favorite MLS, FIFA World Cup, or college soccer memory. Text 330-957-7653. We appreciate everybody watching the broadcast. And it's very overcast, Bob. It might rain soon, but it would just be a little drizzle. And What do you think Bavarian has to work on offense, assuming they lose this match 1-0?
They've got to connect those passes, hold the ball control. They got to connect on more passes. They just have way too many turnovers, and Chicago House is playing a really good defensive game, bringing everybody back, and the throw-in is right behind this little antenna that's in front of me.
Is Bavarian doing a good job spreading out, or do they need to work on their passing lanes too?
I think they have to turn the ball over a couple times from one end of the field, one side of the field to the other. Let the ball do the running. But Chicago House is loading the whole 9 players in their end, and it's making it very difficult.
Alzate was the intended target, stolen away by Bavarian. Left-footed kick out to the 45-yard line.
At this point, the way that Chicago House is playing defense, what you see or are going to see is a 1-0 finish.
Pretty impressive. The goalie gets the shutout, but this is a team shutout thus far for Chicago House.
Well, it's not just a team win, but a very well-coached win if it turns out this way. I mean, they were still at 70, got 20 more minutes to go. But Bavarian has shown very few quality shots, even with the man advantage. And that's something to be concerned about. Bavarian has to go back and say, how did that happen? We're going to have to score goals when it's even strength.
It's something they have to work on. Like I said, they got shut out by Chicago Nation. Now they're getting shut out by Chicago House. They're up a man and still being shut out. Something they got to work on in practice. Creativity, getting that ball in front of the net and getting it on net. No one home. Good idea, but just not able to get it out in front to a attacker. Left-footed kick, trying to find the striker. No one home.
See, there's the turnovers we're talking about. Was there really a need to kick it cross field out of bounds?
If you're going to make a kick like that, somebody's got to be home to retrieve it.
Right. It's exciting, though. Bavarian with the ball back.
So, Bob, if Chicago scores down a man, one could say that they're playing with house money.
Uh-oh. It's 4-0.
Did I hit the homer?
I'm getting a shutout. I think we'll have to give you credit for the homer.
I got the cycle.
I think
out in front chance for Bavarian. Couldn't get it on net. That was their best opportunity of the night.
It was a great opportunity. Now we get a corner out of it.
Setting it up to 20. I got it. I got the cycle. Corner kick for Bavarian. They still have a chance here, Bob. Plenty of time in the 72nd minute. They'd hate to get the 1 point, but the 0 points would be crushing to Bavarian SC. Be a crushing blow on that drive back to Milwaukee. Left-footed kick, header, out of bounds, another goal kick.
Yeah, that's an opportunity that they didn't capitalize on at the 72-minute mark. Here's a send, like we were saying earlier.
Just waste time.
Yep.
Out to Streicher.
Bavarian with the counter, hopefully a fast counter. Here they go.
They shut down 11 today, has Chicago House thus far. Kept in well. Castillo with it. Yeah, Chicago House just wasting time. Down the stretch, they're just going to kick it out of bounds if they get into problems. Now played by Bavarian. Out in front, chance for Bavarian. And just can't get the turnaround shot. Here comes Castillo. Another try. The center pass, out in front, now back to Castillo again. Lost his footing, out in front, cleared by Chicago. And it will go out of bounds. And Bob, he has to be careful. You got to let that ball fully go out of bounds before you can do the throw-in.
Well, I think he did that. If he didn't, the line judges would have said something. The little flag would have gone flying.
And that's what the line judges are going to look for going forward. Make sure that ball goes out of bounds until you award the throw in to Bavarian. Out at the 16-yard line, left-footed kick, push off.
They've
Chicago
got to be very
wants the
careful
call.
with that on defense to make sure there's no penalty.
Yeah, it was clearly a push-off by Bavarian.
Well, any kind of run in the box is danger, because that could be a penalty shot tie score. A shot like that isn't going to help a lot.
It was more of a crosser than a shot.
Yeah, but it was with the wind. I liked at least the crosser came from that side as opposed to this side, because I think it's with the wind, so the ball will have a little bit more pace on it.
If you're Bavarian, when do you start doing blind passes out in front? Hopefully somebody's there to send it into the back of the net.
I am never a fan of blind passing. If it's going to be a blind pass, it's because you know there's a guy there to accept the pass. To me, there's no such thing as a good blind pass. There's a good, look one way and pass the other kind of a pass.
Injury timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Meanwhile, during the timeout, the clock is still running.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
It started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete, just like the pros.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are in the 77th minute. Chicago House will have to bring in a sub. Bavarian still has time, partner, but they just haven't been able to get many effective shots on net.
Well, and that injury took a lot of time off the clock, took a couple minutes, so hopefully we'll get that time back at the additional minutes at the end of the game. But 76 minutes have gone by now, and still no goals for Bavarian.
High arching punt. Bavarian briefly stole it, then Kramer heads it over to Smith. And Smith plays it to the sideline. It was kicked away by 20, and now out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, this is getting to that point in the soccer game. This is me. I'm a little bit more offensive-minded. It's absolutely, in my opinion, time to pull the goalie. Put him at midfield, move a defender to midfield, move a midfielder up. This is when, if you have a goalie that is a good soccer player, not just a good netminder, this is when you need a little bit more offense than you've had.
He sold it.
Yeah.
Was it a free kick? I guess.
He did.
Good job by Castillo. Anytime you're pushed off, follow the turf, see if you get the call. It would be a crushing blow to Bavarian if they can't get the 3. But at this point, he'll take the 1.
Yeah, and of course, Chicago House doing a good job of making the ref have to pace them back. A little paint, put a little white stripe in the grass somewhere, use up more clock.
And Chicago's done a good job, partner. 33 has not had to make many saves coming off the bench for Halterman. Left-footed kick, off the foot, chance, out in front. And Chicago clears. Another injury, A.R. Smith falls to the turf. They're just dropping like flies right now.
Gee, why is that?
Bavarian staying aggressive with their offense. A.R. Smith trying to stay in the match. We'll take a quick break. More soccer action coming up next here on SBS.
ball goes all the way back to the other end.
Bavarian running out of time. Down 1-0. Avalo scored top shelf in the first half. Now in the second half, Bavarian still scoreless in the match. Setting it up. Azqueta plays it. Looking for Castillo. And they're going to say touch the end line. Beautiful day for baseball and soccer. Chicago House dealing with adversity today. Halterman was called for the red card, but they have not given up a goal at all today. At even strength or down a man. Even though Halterman left the match, one could say that Chicago House's defense did not halt at all.
Oh no. Trying to get on base after that cycle?
Yeah, try to go 5 for 5. It's interesting when you see those stat lines, like Anthony Rendon went 5 for 5 with 10 RBIs one game. You just have one of those days. And I think my dad was at the baseball game where Mike Cameron had 4 homers for the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, that's quite a feat.
You just have one of those days. Did I ever tell you the story that my dad had tickets for a White Sox-Rays game? It was a Sunday afternoon game. Burley was pitching, but it was it was a Thursday afternoon game. It was getaway day. Burley was pitching, and then 3 hours later, the Rays did not get a hit or get on base. He had the tickets. He sold them that day, I believe. Or it was like the day before.
Well, I'm going to bring us back to soccer here. 81 minutes and still no goal for Bavarian and really no any kind of sustained pressure.
Throw in at the 25-yard line, headed over.
The game will end at 90, right? Plus there'll be probably more like 4 minutes of extra time. We'll see. So there's about 15 minutes left of this game.
Streicher has it.
Put a sub in, pull the goalie, push up.
Yeah, push the goalie up to the 30, 40-yard line. The other thing is, too, partners, sometimes goalies aren't the best at passing and, setting up plays.
Well,
so cheating up the goalie sometimes doesn't help you that much.
Well, that's what I'm thinking at this point in time. You put a player in a goalie jersey and you push him up.
You could do that. Right now, you're seeing the goalie cheat up to the 25-yard line, so he's thinking about that.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of cheating.
Right. He just doesn't want to do it quite yet, because if you get the right spin action on the ball, that's a centering pass.
That was at least a good deflection. I mean, it went the right direction, a little wide maybe, but one more deflection could have worked. I mean, at least that was something.
At this point, partner, you might just have to put all the midfielders and defenders right out in front and hope for the best. And obviously, if Chicago House beats you, you'd have an odd man rush. But Chicago doesn't really want to play offense anyways.
Looked like a handball there.
Yeah, there it is, the handball. Good call, Bob. No one can touch the ball with their hands unless you're the goalie. Unless the ref's not looking, then you can use their hands as much as possible. But usually the refs at this level, they're watching for that. Chicago
House taking their time getting to the ball. Using more and more clock. We're at the 83 mark now.
Chicago House substitution in the 84th minute. Entering the match, number 6, Jasper Waddington. Exiting the match, number 20.
So Waddington's now into the match.
In the 84th minute.
Throw in. No one home to retrieve it. Kramer was on it briefly. Then it was played that time by Matteo Chacon. Now over to midfield as a free kick awarded for Chicago House.
Yeah, they'll take their time again to walk up to that ball. So Bavarian just can't foul either. It uses up too much time. And the ball ends up further in their own end.
So, partner, for people that are watching the broadcast as Chicago House tries to set up in front, now to Kramer. Oh, my goodness, that was close. Now Bavarian is arguing that it hit off the side of the net, so it should be a goal kick. Regardless, nice setup in front. Chicago doesn't really want to play offense, but the limited chances they've had in the second half, they almost scored to put this one away.
Yeah, we have to go back and look at that one too. I thought it might have been deflected.
Right.
And I thought it might have hit the side of the net. I don't know. We have to go back and look.
Now, Bavarian gained meters on the play, and it didn't waste any time. If they were awarded the goal kick, that would have wasted time for the goalie to retrieve the ball, and they would have lost meters.
Right, you got to sometimes be careful what you wish for, right?
Out in front, chance for Bavarian. Stutter step move. Help comes from Chicago, and now Bavarian loses yards on the play.
Yeah, but they can maintain possession.
Yep.
There's a subsequent give and go. And the push in the box.
Oh my goodness, are they going to call a free kick? That was in the box, by the way.
There's no free kick. It's going to be a corner.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So no foul.
That's what Chicago House has to really avoid, a penalty.
Right. If you get beat, you just have to let them get past you. You can't afford to slide tackle from behind. And
there was a push.
And it's a push. Let's see what they call.
Well, you know it's going to be a push. Then the Chicago House will stay on
card
the ground
awarded. Now, where was the push against? There's a lot of Chicago House players arguing. Now, Bavarian's coming back.
This is a Bavarian push. It'll be a
that's
goal
what
kick.
I thought.
Yeah. But the Chicago House player is going to be on the ground a while.
Card was awarded. That's another thing too, Bob, is Bavarian has to avoid being frustrated. Look, you're down one, but you can't afford being issued a red card. You just got to play within yourselves and find a way to score a goal. You just can't play too frustrated where you're making mistakes on the pitch.
Well, there was no card awarded there. It was just a push to try to get an advantage.
Right. Well,
on
I
the
saw
play.
the card being awarded. I saw a yellow card by the ref. Lead pass. A.R. Smith just fell over. That's not a card.
Oh, a very favorable, just a touch. Okay.
Bavarian went at the ball, and he just fell over. He wasn't touched. But look, when you're down a man, you want every call to go your way. And Halterman might have to buy his defense a steak dinner. They have just bailed him out tremendously today. And like I said, I still don't think it was a red card. I think it was the right decision by Halterman to get out of the box to go after the ball. We talked about it. You agreed with me at halftime, but was it a card? Yes. Was it a red card? I don't think so.
Meanwhile, we're 87 minutes.
Yeah. And it hasn't affected Chicago House. In fact, you could make the argument they played better defensively since the red card.
Well, they pulled their strikers back. They went into it, for sure, went into a defensive shell. But we're in the 88th minute. 87 minutes and 19 seconds have gone by. So 2 more minutes will be at 90, and then there'll be a 3. Here's a break for House.
1-on-2, Avalos with it. Avalos in front. Avalos a chance! Shot! Oh, blocked at the last second. Partner, what happened there? Bavarian was a little complacent trying to get back on defense. Avalos had all the time in the world to get in front of the net, and he almost scored.
He surely almost did.
So if you're Chicago, do you be aggressive on offense, or do you just play keep away for the last 3 minutes plus of the match?
Well, I don't think you'd say aggressive on offense at all. I mean, they might try a corner kick, right, with the centering, but there won't be too many people up front to try to connect on the centering kick, because a counter would be devastating.
Right, and Bavarian knows that. You have 2 defenders right near the corner kick flag, so Chicago House will not be allowed the opportunity to just kick it around the corner kick flag.
Well, they might yet still do that. We'll see what they do. Yep, here you go. I got the throw in.
Yeah, and that's what Chicago House is going to keep on doing.
Sure, and why not? 88 minutes, 30 seconds gone by, plus some extra time, probably 3 or 4 minutes. That's out too.
Yeah. If you get into trouble there, I would have liked to see Chicago House just kick it out right away. Now they lost 3 yards on the play, but they did waste, a couple extra seconds. Now over the sideline. How many minutes of extra time will we get, Bob? About 2?
I'm guessing more, because there were a couple players that went down. I'm going to say as much as 4, but it'd probably more likely because I think it'll be 4. They'll say 3. It was 2 at the end of the first half.
Meet you in the middle. Let's make a deal style.
Yeah.
2 additional minutes. 4. Okay, we meet in the middle. 3.
Well, I think this referee has proven to be pretty good, so I think whatever the call is he makes is probably going to be a good one, but we'll see. 3 or 4 minutes is what I'm betting. So somebody else can take the over or under on that.
Points bet, Midwest Premier League style.
Right.
Sports have certainly changed. Now when you see Sports Center, they've got the over-unders for the scores.
Yeah, during the games even.
Yeah. You'll see like the probable pitchers for Cubs, White Sox, and then after the probable starting pitchers, it's over-under, plus 100. I'm like, man, things have certainly changed.
Yeah.
At the sideline, and A.R. Smith just taking his time. Good idea by Avalos. Sorry, that's not Avalos.
So we just now finished the 90-minute mark. I haven't heard a PA announcer say how much extra time.
And that did go past the end line, so corner kick. So we'll get a minimum of 4 minutes additional time, probably up to 5.
Nope, they said 4.
They said a minimum of 4 minutes.
So I won my points bet.
You did win your points bet. Did you bet your mortgage on it?
I did not bet my mortgage on it.
DePaul College Prep, home of the Rams, the home pitch for most of the Chicago House matches this season, and Chicago House winning by 1. Avalos with the lone goal. It was a pretty goal. And Halterman had a good match. He made one minor mistake, and Chicago House is...
One minor mistake?
Like I said, I still don't think it was a red card. And Chicago House, they've rallied around their teammate, and they played excellent defense down a man. Not only are they down a man, but they have to go to the backup goalie. No push-off called. Another push-off. They call that one. Spaz-off is issued.
Yeah,
they're going to say that he was pushed off by Castillo.
Yeah, you can't do that if you're Bavarian. I mean, you got to get the ball back, but every push-off wastes too much time.
At this point, you're running out of time anyways. Just stay aggressive and hope for the best. Now you're at a point where everybody has to cheat up in front of the net.
Chicago House wants to get a sub in, but so far it's not being allowed in.
At the 40-yard line, straight up, good hang time on it, headed over. Losing yards is Bavarian, now played by Streicher. Off the body of Smith, left-footed kick blocked by Castillo.
Here's what Bavarian needs, a counter where Chicago House is not all back.
Lead
There's
pass.
A send.
Oh, just off the foot.
And
at
booted
time of
into
20.
the stands. Almost right up here. So the stadium clock is not incrementing. It ended at 90, so we don't know how much of the 4 minutes is actually gone.
So that will do it for Avalos. He had an excellent match.
Yeah, a substitution.
And we're going to have up to 4 minutes of extra time. We're right now at 2:07.
Yeah, and the substitution at the, 92-minute mark, or 93-minute mark?
And so, Bob, Bavarian will have 2 more chances to score. Header, that was the first chance. This might be their last chance of the afternoon. Too much on it, no one home. Luckily kept in. Played by 9. Sanjay sends it in front. Left-footed kick. Right-footed kick as it's cleared by Chicago.
Yeah, I'm thinking that goalie should be in part of the offense here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not in midfield. You got nothing to lose now.
There's a push behind, and that'll eat up some more clock.
That could be a yellow card, too, and it is. The fans say, you can't do that. That is very true. That is the definition of you can't do that. You'd have to be one of the worst refs possible to miss that call. But you're right, Bob. It's been a very well officiated game.
And a very well played game from Chicago House.
Yeah. What do you give, if you had to give a grade for Bavarian on offense, what grade would you give them?
Oh, it wouldn't be high. C minus.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. For Chicago House defense, A minus, A plus.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
The defense grade for Chicago, A- or A+?
Oh, absolutely, at least an A. The defense was tremendous. They took their strikers out to make that happen. There it is.
Wow. Chicago House somehow wins down a man halfway through the first half and the entirety of the second half. It was a team effort for Chicago House today, partner. Halterman unfortunately got called for the red card, but Chicago House, they found a way to get the dub.
They really came together as a team and made that win happen. They pulled their offense back, played them at midfield, put the midfielders back on defense, and just went into a defensive shell that Bavarian just couldn't beat. And that's why it's so important to soccer to get that first goal. This was a game where whoever got the first goal was going to win.
Bavarian, they just didn't have it today, partner. That's the second time we've had them that they've been shut out. What can they work on offense? That's now 2 matches, and they've been against the clean sheet.
Yeah, I think it was nothing more than turnovers. I mean, they're a good team. They've got good ball control, but they just turned the ball over just way too many times. They squandered opportunity after opportunity, and Chicago House took advantage of that, and that's why they won.
2 crushing 1-0 shutout losses for Bavarian. Last year was in the playoffs. This time it's in the regular season. We'll see what kind of adjustments Bavarian makes. But partner, what a game by Chicago House. 33 gets the clean sheet credit victory, but this was a team win all the way around for Chicago House Athletic Club.
And an exciting game to watch as well.
Right.
I mean, and there were a lot of fans here today.
Decent amount of fans as Chicago House gets the 1-0 clean sheet. So it'll either be Avalos or 33 in the post-game show. We'll let you decide if you want to text the text line 330-957-7653. But we're gonna make it a surprise who we get in the post-game show. But that does it for our play-by-play broadcast. So for Bob Vilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. Post-game interview coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Phone number 30957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Child sporting events plain stinks, but you don't have to worry about that anymore thanks to Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcast network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Billy Castro, our man of the match. Billy, you weren't expecting to play today. A red card happens, but to the match you were masterful today.
Thanks, man. It was generous to give me a match, but like you said, to play. That's why we go to practice every day. We gotta prepare. Even mentally, just gotta. I would say just hope for the worst, but prepare for it. Obviously, Tony and that red really put us in the spot, but me and him train all week together. So I felt like he really prepared me to just come in any moment.
How do you mentally prepare as a backup goalie, knowing you might be needed at any time, and you won't get much reps in practice because you're not the main guy for the match, but you come in masterfully and you get the 1-0 shutout?
It's different from everybody's scenario. Being a goalkeeper, it's very different. Because you can come in for 10-15 minutes every game. Sometimes you got to sit out 2-3 games before you get a 3-4 game. A good solid rep. But that's just building chemistry with the guys. Every day at training. It's a good thing to do, especially with a team like very historic clubs and competition. But
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Billy Castro, our man of the match. Billy, you weren't expecting to play today. A red card happens, but you come into the match. You were masterful today.
Thanks, man. It was a little generous for you guys to give me a man of the match, but like you said, not expected to play, but that's why we go to practice every day. We got to prepare. Even mentally, just gotta. I would say just not hope for the worst, but prepare for it. Obviously, Tony and that red really put us in a spot, but Me and him train all week together, and so I felt like he really prepared me to just come in at any moment.
How do you mentally prepare as a backup goalie, knowing you might be needed at any time and you won't get much reps in practice because you're not the main guy for the match, but you come in masterfully and you get the 1-0 shutout?
I mean, it's different from everybody's scenario. You know, being a goalkeeper, it's very different because it's not like a field player. You know, you can come in for 10, 15 minutes every game. You know, sometimes you got to sit out 2, 3, 4 games before you get a good solid rep in. But that's just building chemistry with the guys, you know. Every day at training, you know, I show up. Everybody knows that, you know, like I'm barely recovering from injury. So, you know, I'm not getting any good reps in. But, you know, I like to keep good chemistry with the guys. That way we can keep things organized at the back.
How was your defense able to help you today? You're down a man most of the match. You come in. They were able to keep them to the right and left and no shots in front of the net.
Yo, you know, that just comes, like I said, like with just training every day. You know, we're not like every amateur team. We train 4 times a week. So, you know, building that good chemistry with each other, you know, knowing when to press, when not to press. And, you know, me just being vocal in the back, you know, I'm a large guy, so I like to be loud. But also, it takes a team, you know. It takes from everybody, from the 2 guys up top, you know, forcing the directions one way or the other, and then just everybody just hauling their tails around, you know, just making sure all the space is covered. Yeah, but it's a team effort.
You ever gotten a clean sheet before with your team down a man the entire match?
I've gotten one before, but you know, it's not an easy thing to do. Especially, it's a lot harder, especially with a team like Bavarians. You know, very historic clubs. You know, very good competition. But you know, I'm very proud of the guy to be able to pull out this clean sheet and then just, you know, hold them out for the full second half.
Final thoughts about the match tonight? You guys get a much-deserved 3 points.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's a long 3 points coming, you know. Everybody's looking at us from that Open Cup run. But, you know, even if you look back from the Open Cup run to now, like, we've never had a consistent 11. You know, we have guys, like, before, like, left to join pro teams. We have guys that, you know, this is an amateur game, you know, guys that decide, you know, this isn't for them, you know, decide to get full-time jobs. But, you know, as long as we just keep the good house, you know, like a good house mentality, you know, we fight for the badge. You know, I feel like any level you put out there, you know, we can compete.
That's Billy Castro, and that does it for our post-game interview. So far, a wonderful crew for Bob Vilsway. I'm Kyle Smith signing off, and we'll see you next time on SBS.